Here's where I am on COVID right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Greg doesn't know what he's talking about. Hams doesn't know what he's talking about. Speedy don't know what he's talking about. Whoever that is, the Hobie-Wan Franovi doesn't know what he's talking about. Eddie Van Adler doesn't know what he's talking about. Dr. Siebel doesn't know what he's talking about. Dr. Fauci don't know what he's talking about. Scarf Burke don't know what she's talking about. Nobody out there knows what they're talking about when it comes to COVID-19. I've come to the conclusion nobody has any idea what they're talking about.
Well, nobody's dialed in 100%, that's for sure.
So I don't. What do you? If you listen to one person, the next person says, "No, that ain't right." So how about this?
No mask.
I don't think anybody knows what they're talking about. Nobody. Not one person.
You know why? I don't think they know. For sure.
That's it.
So I don't know whether it does any good to do updates, because we do an update and then tomorrow we could do an update that is in conflict with the update we gave you the day before.
And you have some of that in science and medicine anyway, like the great battle with the egg. You know, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.
Good, yeah. So,
caffeine, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Can't find anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, these kind of things are going on a smaller scale. But this is...
My email yesterday, and y'all probably got the same ones because we're usually copied on the same ones if it's a topic like this, if it's nothing personal. Did y'all see how many emails we got yesterday of people saying absolutely did not take the test and got a positive in the mail? Yeah. I didn't even take it. I didn't go to the appointment, or I didn't have my appointment yet. Then you get this thing in Florida yesterday.
Well, that lab has really kind of pulled the cover back on all of it to say, look, who thinks in their right mind? I'm running a lab where I'm testing people. 98% are showing positive. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Here's the thing that I think, and plus, don't forget this, what a red flag is too. Every single election in modern history, what state ends up right in the middle of it?
No, Florida.
Florida. And Florida now has what party does their governor belong to?
Republican.
Okay. Who needs Florida to win the election this year?
That'd be both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're going to have
is a long road without it.
Is both parties going to give you a skewed view of Florida because they both need it to come through their lens?
Right.
So you know what we know about Florida? Nothing. We don't have any idea.
Yeah.
And nobody. Here's what I think I can land on. Watch out. COVID-19 might be dangerous.
Yeah.
And then I think I can land on this. If you're 55 and older, which sadly we are, and you're not in very good health, really watch out, okay? And then everybody, and if you're in a nursing home, 5-bell alarm, watch out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you're young and healthy, be somewhat concerned, try to look after other people, you should be okay.
Hopefully.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the percentage of people that die is less than 1%. Okay, and so people who get it, you know, we're getting up. What now? We're at 1% of people who get it, less than 1% who die.
And we still can't find the mysterious.
Aren't we 3 million cases? So that'd be 1% of the 330
How
million.
about we still can't find those mysterious flu numbers? They seem to have disappeared. We track them like crazy until this year when we really need that number.
Back to the people that don't know what they're talking about. Some people tell you, I'll tell you where the flu numbers are. They're mixed in the COVID-19 numbers.
Right. Yeah.
And then other people say, well, that's not true. They're just over here. We just hadn't had as many of them. So I don't know. You know what? But back to what I just said.
There's
Nobody
one
knows.
thing, Rick. There's one thing though. We have absolutely now. We know for a fact that is that hot weather does not kill the virus off like we thought it would. Remember that was a big thing. Hot weather. How about this? The last numbers I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't seen an update. It's not spreading through Africa like we thought it would. And we thought that was the heat and humidity, but that ain't it.
Well,
then there was some people thought, well, they take a lot of the malaria drugs there. Is that helping to slow it down? We don't know.
Well, you heard the guy who tried to be level-headed because he was on CNN and wouldn't tell them what they wanted. He was trying to say, yeah, it's serious, and yeah, Florida's cases are up because they no longer are in their houses, not going anywhere. However, with all the things that we now have that can help people, and with the way things are going, whether it maybe hot weather hasn't killed it, but maybe it's weakened it. Whatever, we don't see a death rate like we once saw. We peaked our death rate in April. And then they were like, wait a minute, no, well, and people come in and we can get them feeling better quicker and get them over it quicker. Yeah. So we're not where the point he was trying to make is, yes, we have tried to put our economy back together, and that's going to give us some more cases, but we're also not as ill prepared as we were 3 months ago. No, I mean, and it's okay to say that. Yeah. And it's like oh my gosh, he said so. He said a negative and a positive. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe that was a balance. Maybe that was a balanced approach to it. Well, whatever happened to our country? You can't have a balanced approach to anything anymore. I mean, you got to swing to one extreme or the other when usually very few topics come up that give you that kind of freedom. Most of them are a little more complicated than that.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of get kind of a balanced approach to it. So I feel like every time I try to give a COVID update, I'm just kind of I might as well be spinning the wheel of COVID.
You're right.
And just seeing where it lands. So
yeah, I'm still gray. If you think you have it, do you get a test? Do you stay at home? Do you go to work? I guess you do whatever your doctor tells you to do. Is what we did in the past.
Well,
or your employer.
Yeah, and
that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and in California, places like that, I have a hard time, with the government there trying to take away church but allow protest.
Well, yeah, Rick, that doesn't make any sense.
Somebody help me with that.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what.
You'd have to go to a really big church to have anywhere near as many people there as the protest.
Rick, that right there is what we'll do in Dr. Fauci. When he did not come forward and condemn the protest
you're right.
with the same passion they have told people they can't go to church, that is going to stick in people's minds for a long time.
Yep.
And I know it's a passionate topic, and it is one that needs to be debated in this country, and changes need to be made. But you trample the science for politics by not stepping up and saying something, and people are not going to forget it.